What's going on, everybody? Bitcoin Chris checking in once again. Happy Thursday. This week is flying by like crazy. Like crazy. What is time, right? What is time? Time is nothing but a vapor. I was just tuned into the Max and Stacy Orange Pill podcast, and they were talking about, AI, and, they brought up some great points that I wanted to touch on as well. Shout out to Max and Stacy. Without them, I wouldn't be a Bitcoiner. So, I love them. And, all the countless people around the world that listened, right? That listen and that use their brain and bought some Bitcoin. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. But it's just amazing how they had the foresight to see, everything that's happening now years ago, So stop fading Max, stop fading Stacy, and move to El Salvador. So AI, let's get on that. I've been posting recently on my Twitter. There's a Drake AI bot, right? There's a bot which pretty much can take any of these artists' voice, right? And you can songwrite. So I'm a songwriter and a recording artist. I haven't been recording or doing anything lately because I've been focusing on growing my business and, doing things that actually produce money. And I don't see a massive ROI from music. I do music out of love. I don't do music to make money. So, I've been sharing the Drake version, these new AI Drake songs, right? And they are actually pretty fire, right? So they're pretty dope. And, a lot of people are still kind of asleep to this. So, they were talking about how, AI can pretty much, take the voice of everybody, of course, and, create new songs. So would that be included in their contracts, right? So that may be something that may be included in future contracts for record labels and, recording artists, their contracts, their recording artist contracts. So if they get a record deal, who knows if that's going to be in there in the future, but it's not included now. I know that the song with AI Weekend, right? That song is super fire, right? And it got over 1 million views mad quick, and they took it down. Now the reason why they took it down is because they're saying that it's copyright infringement. But I want to know your thoughts. Is it really copyright infringement if they are creating the lyrics? These are not any lyrics that they actually wrote. These are lyrics that the creator actually wrote. So is it really is it really copyright if it's not their lyrics, but the voice could be considered copyright? I don't know. You guys let me know. I don't know what's going to happen, but this is just the start of AI. So a lot of people are not even going to be able to notice the difference between their favorite artists and AI, right? So this is going to be a crazy, massive situation because it's going to be a lot of lawsuits and legalities to this particular technology. So we'll see how this plays out. But I just tweeted as well, if that's the case, why is somebody going to pay $200,000-$300,000 for a verse, right, when they can just write a verse and put the AI voice on it, save lots of money. So like I said, it's going to be real crazy to see how this happens. And I tweeted that, hey, that's the case, I'm about to drop a song with Michael Jackson, guys, because they got that AI. I'm about to drop a song with Mike Jack. And this could also be like, you can drop a song with Tupac. You can drop a song with Biggie. You can drop a song with anybody that's passed away because of the technology now. And, that's the crazy part about it. Technology is crazy. So I thought that was really dope. And, Max and Stacy, they're older. So for them to even see and to be talking about that lets you know they're aware. They're aware of what's going on. So that's the first thing I wanted to cover before we get into the Bitcoin price. The second thing I wanted to cover was, hey guys, Bitcoin has been pumping. We got Elizabeth Warren continuing with these threats, saying that if you have a wallet by 2024, she's gonna have the feds at your door like dun, 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 dun. It just shows you that the powers that be, the people that we pay to represent us don't represent us. And you're gonna have those sheep that don't really care, right? And you're going to have these people that don't really understand the technology and try to control them. You know, if they control the money, they control you, right? Why does everybody need a bank? So they can control your transactions and see what you're doing. On top of that, they can already ban you, right? For an example, Kanye. For an example, just anybody that the government says, hey, let's see what their records are. They can subpoena and pull those records, right? Any bank can shut you down for any reason at any time with no explanation. That money is not your money once you deposit it into the bank anyway. I wanted to also go over, you know, inflation, because for some reason, people still don't understand inflation, guys. When you are going to the gas station, when you're going to the grocery store, which is behind me, when you go to these places, guys, and it's costing more to buy the same shit that you were buying a year ago, 2 years ago, pre-pandemic, right? When it's costing you more to buy these things, that is the definition of inflation. And the reason why it costs more is because they had to print trillions of dollars to basically give it to all the rich people, right? They gave the stimmy checks, of course. They gave the PPP, of course. But that money was really for the big boys, for the big dogs. And a lot of them didn't have to pay it back because, you know, they know how to finesse the system to make sure they didn't have to pay that back. So with that being said, you know, inflation is real, whether you want to notice it or not, whether you want to acknowledge it or not. And savers are for losers, in the words of Robert Kiyosaki, which he is 100% correct. Why would you save your money in the bank when it's going down in value? Why would you do that? It just doesn't make sense to me, guys. Like, you have to put on your thinking cap. You have to stop thinking about how things were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, even 5 years ago is completely different, guys. Saving your money in the bank is literally probably the worst thing you can do, right? Saving money is the worst thing you can do because your money is currently being deflated by inflation, being inflated by inflation. I don't know which one is the correct term, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? So why would you save money if your money is going to lose value when you can invest that money, right? And the great technology that you should save in is Bitcoin, because over the last 13 years, $1 in Bitcoin, I think it's 13.5 years, I tweeted this as well. $1 in Bitcoin is over, I think it's $35 million, which is crazy. And the price of gold, if you would have bought $1 of gold the same amount of time a year ago, with $1.90. We have to start using our brains, guys. We got to start being smarter with our money. We got to start using simple math, guys. This is simple math. Simple math, guys. Inflation is over 8%. Inflation is always on the rise. They're going to claim, right? They're going to tell us that they want to lower inflation by tightening up liquidity, which they're doing, right? But that doesn't evaporate all the printed money out of thin air. What that's actually going to do is prevent people from buying stuff, right? And it's going to contract, right? The economy, which means less people are going to be spending. You know, there's going to be less buying, which is going to give the illusion that inflation is dropping off. Or they can just change the numbers and calculate something else and make it seem like the numbers are dropping off. Plus, you know, I'm sure you heard about it. They are punishing people with bad credit or with good credit and have them pay basically more money in fees to help subsidize people with bad credit if they're going to purchase a home. And I also tweeted about this as well. I think this is just a ploy and a strategic strategy to accelerate the real estate market crash, which is why I tell you guys, real estate is cool and all. You make your money when you buy into real estate, right? So you have to buy the right deal and you have to be smart with what you're buying. You probably want to buy, you know, a duplex, quadplex, apartment complex. You don't want to be buying a single family home, in my opinion. You probably don't want to be fixing and flipping, in my opinion. It's because the cost of wood, everything's gone up so much, guys. So you can make some money as long as the deal makes sense. But for the most part, cash flow is the most important thing. And don't forget, you can cash out refinance, which I spoke about in yesterday's video. You know, you can take up to 80% of the value of the home, have the tenant pay that. That's tax free, and you go and buy, you know, another income producing asset. But like I said, I think the stock Zim is a great opportunity to put your money in, because not only would you get money, it's the same kind of thing, it's just a different vehicle to get a better ROI, in my opinion. And then the best asset on planet Earth is Bitcoin. So, you know, you just gotta do the math, do the numbers, guys. And with that being said, we're gonna jump into the Bitcoin price, because we're back up after we dumped yesterday. And as I mentioned, when they mentioned that they're gonna raise the debt ceiling, they still have to pass it through the Senate, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, Bitcoin's gonna pump regardless, guys. Banks fail, Bitcoin pumps. Bitcoin's gonna pump regardless, guys. The more money they print, the more money, the more higher Bitcoin is gonna go, because it's gonna suck up all that dirty fiat. So let's jump into price. Make sure you head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris to get your $10 free Bitcoin. And make sure that you start the DCA, guys. Make sure you visit DCABTC.com. Check out how much you would have if you started to DCA years ago. And also check out bitcoinorshit.com, because once you realize that the bullshit that you've been buying could have been into an asset that can help you not only escape inflation, but increase your purchasing power and to actually give you wealth, right? And actually allow you to own something. That's another thing, guys. You don't own real estate. If you think you do, don't pay your taxes on your house and watch how fast Uncle Sam comes and takes your house. Okay? Bitcoin is the only asset on planet Earth that you can actually own. Okay? You can take your Bitcoin with you anywhere as long as you have your 12 to 24 seed phrase. Okay? So anybody that tells you real estate is the best asset, they're capping. They don't know what they're talking about. They're living in the past. Okay? Anyways, Bitcoin price, we're at 29,824, pretty much evaporating those losses from yesterday. Again, I've mentioned that it was because, you know, leverage traders, they wanted to leverage everybody out. That was super long, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people got clapped up. So everybody went short, and now all those shorts got clapped up again. So, you know, longs and shorts continuously getting clapped up, like I've mentioned in a bunch of videos, because, you know, they can see what everybody's doing. So right now I'll put an alert here. I actually have an alert already at 30,000, but actually we hit that alert, but I'll put another alert at 30,017. I'll tweet that out once we pass that, and we are on the hourly, so we're looking pretty good. A little bit, we got a lot of momentum shifting up here, so this is good. This is super good. VWAP pointing up, momentum waves pointing up, RSI, stochastic RSI pointing up. Everything looking good on the hour. Jump to the 4 hour. Oh, it's kind of like I saw this coming, right? I said this looks like a bullish divergence, and guess what? We had a pump. We had a pump, and it's looking pretty good. As you can see, money flow, which is the red wave here, is coming up, which is great. VWAP is coming up on the 4 hour, which is great. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, we had that green dot, which is great. So, you know, everything's looking good right now. And look at that. Bitcoin came down, you know, slapped up all the longs. Shorts got clapped up now, and now we're pumping back up. So looking good on the 4 hour, and then we'll jump into the daily, and that's it, guys. Make sure you just stack away. If you're trading, be careful. Don't over leverage. Be smart. Your biggest bag should be your hodl bag. And if you are going to trade with a little bit of money and be careful. Okay. So this is looking excellent. We got a green dot on the daily, which I said as well in yesterday's video. And look at that. We are pumping away, guys. So Market Cipher, if you're interested, that link will be in the description. And make sure that you know, at least if you're going to trade, it's an opportunity for you to make money. But at least, you know, use an indicator that you've been seeing me use that has been giving me pretty great insight. I've been pretty on point, right? And if you don't believe me, just go back into the last video and the previous videos, guys. I'm pretty spot on. Target emoji. With that being said, That's going to be it for today's video. Bitcoin Chris checking out. I'm on this walk here next to the golf course. You know, how blessed to be by a golf course, right? Golf course and a tennis course, right? There's a golf course over there, a tennis course right here. You know, all this right here. I don't play golf or tennis, but you know, I'm considering it, guys. I'm considering doing that. I need to pick up another activity. And the last thing I want to go over is, hey, stop being lazy. Last thing I want to say is stop being lazy. Even myself, even though I have, you know, a decent amount of Bitcoin, which I lost on a jet ski, so no more Bitcoin. Even though I don't need a second job, guess what I'm going to do? I don't have a job at all. These guys hit a ball over, so I'm going to throw it back over. All right. Even though I don't need to, I mean, everybody needs to, right? So especially right now, the main goal right now is to be surviving the recession, because we're in a recession whether you want to acknowledge it or not, right? So the point is to get another job, get a second job, do Uber Eats, do Uber in general, do Lyft, get a part-time job somewhere, get 2 jobs, guys. Especially now, right? You're complaining about not having enough money. Get your ass up and go to work. That's what I'm about to do. I'm about to do the same thing I'm telling you guys. You think I want to go do Uber Eats and go work at another little part-time job somewhere? No, I don't. But guess what? I'm still going to go do it, because I understand this is the opportunity to build, to grow, to accumulate more Bitcoin, and you'll be in a better position in the future. And to not think about the short term, got to be thinking long term, guys. And with that being said, Bitcoin Chris checking out, enjoying my walk. You're alive today. I love you. God loves you. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.